Hello everyone and welcome to another Timeless video. So today we're taking a look at is it Affinity deck in Timeless format. So the time has come to play some Affinity in Timeless format. With the Arena Anthology 2, we have finally gotten a card that was missing from Affinity. A very crucial piece, which is this card here, Mox Opal. Along with the Mox Opal, we're actually going to be playing like a lot more zero mana cards than you think. We have Mox Opal, we have Mox Ember, we also have Mishra's Bubbles, and we also have Ornithopter as well. So the reason for a lot of these like zero mana cards that we have is because we have this other card that came out from Edge of Eternities called Pinnacle Emissary. So this is a new card for the Affinity deck, which creates a 1/1 drone every time you cast an artifact card. So as you would expect, if you have a lot of zero mana cards in your deck, you're going to be able to just create an army with this card. You play the warp cost, play a bunch of zero mana cards. Every time you play a zero mana card, you're actually going up on 2 mana per cast, because that is actually going to directly fuel into the Kappa Cannoneer. Since you're putting 2 artifacts per cast, you can kind of cheat your way into casting your Kappa Cannoneer very, very early. So that is going to be the entire goal with this deck, to put a Kappa Cannoneer down as soon as possible. And we're also going to be playing another new card from the Alchemy set. I have a little bit of a suspicion that this might be a scam. So let's actually take a look at what this card does. So this is a 1 mana card with the starting intensity 0. Whenever another artifact you control enters, this artifact intensifies by 1. Notice that this card says this artifact intensifies by 1, which means it's only talking about this interlacer, not the other interlacers, which is very different from something like a chorus card. So let's keep reading. And then you can also sacrifice this artifact to draw X cards, where X is half this artifact's intensity rounded down. Activate only as sorcery. So this card looks good on paper, but if you think about it a little bit, compared to other 1 mana cards, such as either Spellbomb or even something like a Soulguide Lantern, to draw a card, you don't actually get to draw a card until you play 2 artifacts on top of playing this card onto the battlefield. So this is really good if you get it out as early as possible, so that if you play 4 artifacts, suddenly you draw 2 cards instead of 1. But as you can see, like, you have to play 4 artifact cards on top of playing this interlacer down onto the battlefield, which is actually quite a lot. But there is a way to cheat the system, and that is going to be through Emissary. We have the Pinnacle Emissary. If you warp it, play a bunch of artifact cards, now the intensity is going up by 2 a cast. And on top of that, we also have Tamio to attack every single turn, to generate a clue token for the interlacer as well as Emery, which can also get back the interlacer that you cracked. So the intensity stays even if you get it back from the graveyard onto the battlefield. So that is where the interlacer becomes really, really good. But like I said, the floor of this card is very, very low. You could be looking at top decking this card, which doesn't do anything for another 2 additional turns, even if you draw an artifact card every single turn. That's where I'm kind of hesitating to even try this out, because I feel like it's already a scam, but a lot of people are telling me that this could be good, so I decided to craft 3 copies of it to try it out in the deck. So having said that, I'm going to be hopping over to some Timeless Source 3 to show you guys what it does. So let's hop on over. Alright. Let's take a look at this deck today. Mortuary. The Fatal Push Autumn.
No! I'm late for class!
Kozilek. Only gets rid of an Emery instead of our Metallic Rebukes. Okay, that's actually a pretty good card that we just drew. So now our Mox Opal is actually online. Pretty sick. Another Thoughtseize comes out. This is basically the same as us playing a Metallic Rebuke on this Thoughtseize, so unless they have another one. I think I'm okay. So Chrome Mox comes out. Dark Ritual. Okay. Alright. This actually could be Orcish Bowmaster. Thinking about it. I think I'm going to crack this to draw 2 cards. And then leave up Metallic Rebuke. So I think it was. I do think it was. So I'm playing against like a Golgari? Is this like the rock? I'm gonna bring Disruptor Flutes. And maybe should I bring this? Let's actually think about what the sideboard out. Maybe like Thought Monitor, Interlacer. Maybe a copy of a drum, even. If an Orcish Bowmaster comes out, it's kind of bad news, so maybe we want the Portable Hole. Like -1 Emery and Ornithopter, maybe? Alright. Swamp and a go. So there's that Grief. It was a Grief deck with the Reanimate. So I should probably need maybe a Graveyard Hate. Potentially. Disruptor Flute. Short. Okay, we're gonna get our Ancient Tomb Strip Mine, but I think this is okay. Yeah, I think that's okay. Double Strip Mines. I think we lost. Oh yeah. Because the thing is, by the time I can actually play this, I can't lose like 4 life, and then I probably just die to the Grief. So yeah, the fact that we actually drew like only Ancient Tombs made things a little bit awkward than usual. You know what I mean? Portable Hole. I think it's still okay. Maybe I just get rid of a Thought Monitor. Okay. Not bad. Because we can set up an Emery before opponent like griefs us. You know? That's actually really good. Hey, we even got a Mox Opal. So Chrome Mox. It's a Sheoldred. Into a Thoughtseize. So we don't have to expect like a 4-mana card coming out here. Okay, that's not so bad. Could have been worse. We got a Mox Opal anyways. Let's say I Mox Opal. And then Interlace. I think we just pass. They're gonna get a Thoughtseize. Another Mox Opal. I would have actually liked potentially like a land. Do we care about this? We don't, right? Deathray Shaman. Deathray Shaman. I don't think we care about that either. That's something we care about. We do somehow need some more lands, though.
Perhaps there are more useful texts down on the surface.
See what they're gonna get. Grief, so they can't play that next turn either. Springleaf's Drum, that's the card that we were looking for. Mox Ember as well. I would say this is going swimmingly. Okay, they surrender. All right. Wow. If we actually went first, this hand would have been insane. That kind of sucks because now our Interlace is kind of dead. You know what I mean? Okay, never mind. They're going to take away our Emery here. At least I think they're going to take away the Emery. So I actually have a Metallic Rebuke up, or I can play this for, like, if I draw another land, I can potentially play the Kappa Cannoneer next turn. But there could also be, like, a Strip Mine as well. I think we pass. Swamp, Swamp. A Swampity Swamp. I think this, they have, the One Ring or something. No. Okay. Surely we're gonna be able to draw a 0-mana card or a land, right? So that is a troll, and they played that. Sure. Surely I'm gonna draw it, right? Right? Oh, thank God. The reason why I really wanted to draw this, crack this, because opponent plays things like Sheldred. Well, I can't block. Inquisition. Attack. Mox Opal. What should I do? If this is an Orcish Bowmaster, kind of bad, but if it's not, I mean, I guess even if it's an Orcish Bowmaster, it only pings. I don't think it's like too bad. All right. So we want to play this first because Mox Ember. All right. What do they have? Also, am I blocking the Preacher? So it could be an Orcish Bowmaster. I really need this Emery. Oh, they got one ring. It's pretty good. That is pretty good. It's actually kind of interesting. Do I want to make... I think I kind of want to make a 1/1 flyer. All monitor? Sure. Another Emery? I think this is good enough. Or should I just cast this again? If Sheldrick comes down... They gain what? They go to 6? They go to 10, 11, 12, 13, so they still die to Kappa Cannoneer. I didn't want to play this because they could be playing something like a Damnation. But this doesn't actually seem like a pretty good matchup for me, especially because they play Sheldred, plus they also probably play Orcish Bowmaster as well. So definitely not a good sign, I would say. I'll bring in some Ether Spellbomb. Maybe Dismissal as well. What do you think about just going down on all thought monitors? And Springleaf and Ornithopter here. 16, 18, 22, 25. So we have 25 lands, kind of. I'm just not sure about this card. I'm gonna go down on this card, but the problem with this card is it's really good as like if you have multiples, because you want this card obviously in your opening hand, and the value kind of goes down if you don't have it in your opening hand, because if you top deck this, it's completely dead. Okay. I think there's potential here. There's actually a potential here. Like, if we draw another 0-mana card, we can go like the Tamio attack, Emissary, Bauble. 1, 2, 3. Maybe that's not that good. Okay, super fast start. Wow. That is insane, what they did. Kinda crazy.
Oh, how am I supposed to focus on only one project?
Now, Disruptor Flute top deck here would be actually pretty nuts. That would be the dream. So we have 3 Disruptor Flutes. Top decking any of those would be actually insane. Didn't get there. Bum 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 bum. I might actually crack this Mishra's Bubble. Chalice of the Void. Ooh, there it is. Might be a little bit late though. I don't know. Might be a little bit late. Oh man. I wish I hadn't actually cracked the Mishra's Bubble, because I'd rather have it like hidden, you know, in my deck than getting it discarded. Oh my god. Kinda feels bad. Kinda feels bad here. Dark Ritual. They do have a Shieldred. It's kind of tough. Opponent still has 4 mana. They're gonna go for Chalice equals 1. And we are drawing only but Tamios. Wah wah wah. That's not good. So these can't block, so I guess we're just gonna be doing that. Wait. Oh my god, I made this mistake last time too. I accidentally called Disruptor Flute. I don't think that actually would have mattered. We probably would have lost anyways. I would say this is a pretty strong start. I'm actually going to not play the Springleaf Drum here. Because, I mean, I can't really play out Disruptor Flute anyways, and we can always get, like, Emissary or something else, like Interlace. Okay. And I'll pass. Orcish Bowmaster? This might be a bait. But... maybe it's okay. Okay, so we actually got 2 Dark Rituals out. I don't think that's too bad. Wow, that is pretty lucky. At least it wasn't anything too crazy. Into a Grief. So we actually don't have anything in the graveyard, which is kind of weird. I would say kind of weird. Am I drawing a card? I feel like I'm not. I'm taking 3 damage if I draw a card, and I can't even block these. That's pretty bad. That is pretty bad. Strip Mine. Man. We're actually getting hived in Timeless format. Wait, what? This can't be right. That has to be wrong. You just gave me a chance to come back. What? That cannot be right. Okay, so I'm gonna Mistress Bubble me to see if I'm gonna be able to... if I'm gonna draw something good before cracking this clue. Metallic Rebuke. That's not really gonna do anything. Even more Metallic Rebukes. We actually didn't draw anything. Wow. Kinda feels bad.
Nothing like warm tea and a fascinating story.
We're dead. If they go with the hive again. Okay, thank God. So we go to 3. They're drawing Sheoldred, so that could be their turn. Kappa Cannoneer. I need to transform the Tamio if I don't want to die. I think I'm dead though. I don't know. Yeah, we're just dead in so many multiple ways. Oh man, that would have been actually pretty nice.
I will protect this library with my life.
We're just dead though.
I am not defenseless.
We are just dead. How do we not be dead? We are dead. Because we don't have enough blockers here. Cool game though. No. One, two, three, four, five, six. I can't even leave up Yeah, we're just dead. Man. The hive. The random hive got me. Oh wow, that's actually kind of funny, right? Call me crazy, but what if this hand is a keep? What if this hand is a keep? Because technically, if we just draw into a land, we can rush out our entire hand like immediately, right? We actually just need one land. I'm playing this out as a blocker, plus we're gonna so make sure that we don't discard. Definitely a greedy hand, but I thought it was funny to keep a hand like this, you know? I think it worked out fine. Am I playing Springleaf Drum or Tamio? I think I'm gonna play Tamio.
If you need me, I'll be in the library.
No, my Springleaf Drum! They might actually take away Kappa Cannoneer. Right? Kind of annoying. Psych! If I play this, I don't think that's gonna work, right? So they can actually pay for this. That's kind of annoying. Bum 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 bum. Stomping ground. They drew another 1-mana card. They also topped it, so definitely something that they can play it here. I think we are probably dead. And it's probably time to go to next one. I think so. They topped it again. It was a Thoughtseize. Six, 8. Taking a bit of a damage here. I think we're dead because of Deathray Shaman, actually. So, let's not waste time. Alright. Soul Guy Lanterns. Seems like they are pretty good. Portable Hole as well. I mean, I did keep a very questionable hand, but I just kind of wanted to see, you know? I wanted to see. I wanted to see how that hand works out there. Deathray Shaman. Ooh. Hmm. We have to do this, right? It's just too good not to. Teaching? Yep. Stomping ground into Dragon Ray Chandler. Sure. That was actually a pretty good draw, by the way. Let's grab a Soul Guy Lantern. A Nether Goyf. Well, that card doesn't really make me scared because I have a Soul Guy Lantern. I mean, that card as well, right? Do we care about that? I feel like we don't. So they're going to be drawing Mishra's Bauble. I mean, I can just do this now and then play it again. No! Soap Spear is teaching. Alright. Get rid of that. Ren and 6. Probably just block the fear missing out. And just keep progressing with the same plan. Boom. Attack. I will say the deck they're playing looks pretty cool though, with the Ren and 6, right? Lightning Bolt. So this time we are going second. Maybe I want these back, kind of. And maybe I wanna go down on a copy of a Mox and Interlacer. This hand is actually pretty sick. Right? Boom. Boom. Mox Opal. Wait, did I just make a mistake? Is this whenever you cast or another artifact you control enters? Okay, so I made a mistake. Thopter? Drum? What is this? Okay, first time Interlacer is about to do something. Okay. I think we might have to crack the Sogai Lantern. Ooh. So that is going to give them Delirium here. Ooh, Tamio. Tamio.
No!
Very good draw. Into, you know, kind of a mediocre draw, I would say.
Mind if I take notes. Think before you act.
Okay. Ooh. Tamio actually might die. Okay, never mind. Wait, you topped the Ren in 6? Huh.
Clearly, you're not here to learn.
Why did they top up Ren and 6? So we can get back a Kappa Cannoneer here. I feel like that's what we're supposed to do.
Use your words.
Yeah, I feel like that's what we're supposed to do. Another Goyf. Did they top this too? Wait, it's not gonna kill. They should have -1 here and then Fatal pushed. Oh man. It just kind of spiraled out of control at the end. That is a very interesting hand. Drum. Bubble. Mox Opal. Pass the turn. Dark Ritual. Into a Sheoldred. Wow. They just surrendered like that? I feel like that was too early. That was too early, man. What? I mean, I guess I had Thought Monitors coming out. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like that was a little bit too early. Mox Ember. Thought Monitor. Emery. Emery. Maybe not Emery. Maybe Tamio. Maybe not Tamio. It's just like, how do you sideboard this deck? How? How? It's impossible. It's impossible. Interlacer turn 1. Short. Not too shabby. If they have a Sheoldred here, that would be kind of bad. That's also kind of bad. That is also kind of bad. Okay, we pass. So they attack. Okay. I'm gonna bounce this. Because they attack with the Deathray Shaman. No! No! This card sucks. How do we beat a Weary Zone Guard? We're just dead to this one card, you know? We're just dead. One card killed us. We can't even play this. Oh man. No. Yeah, we're just dead to one card. Apparently. Oh, come on. I'm not even gonna bother drawing with that interlacer. Okay, so a lot important for now that we know opponent's playing a land destruction. A lot important for these kind of cards, right? Disruptor Flute is also seems very vital because they play one ring plus strip mine. So let us get rid of that. Gonna go down on an emissary and bubble. Boom. So we do have a lot of things going on here. I think I'm just going to rush out Emery. Because I think that this is the most important card. And we're gonna hold on to this Mishra's Bubble for next turn. So there could be like a strip mine coming out, potentially. Chrome Mox. Reanimate. Maybe a 4-mana coming out. Or Kish Bowmaster. Sure. I think I'm just going to go ahead and just play a bunch of cards. And just pass the turn. I don't think attacking with the... I don't think playing out the Tameo matters too much. Eight Thoughtseize. So they're going to take away my Metallic Rebuke no matter what. Deathray Shaman. Another land.
Hmm. Is there a deeper meaning to this passage?
So I'm not drawing with the Mishra's Bauble because they could have another Orcish Bowmaster, right? Black. So that's 3 mana. Reanimate.
No, no! I'm late for class!
Reanimate. So they did have another Orcish Bowmaster there. It's fine. It's not like I was going to draw with that card anyways. What's not fine is the... Maybe I should have blocked with the Orcish Bowmaster, Ornithopter there. Another 3-mana card coming out. We need to draw into a Kappa Cannoneer if we want to win this one. Ooh, man. Close one. The funny thing is, because this Tamio actually belongs to me, if they ever draw 2 cards ever, I get a flip Tamio. So they can't ever draw 2 cards per turn. Which is kind of the funny part. So there's the One Ring. Into a Strip Mine. That's not gonna do it. Might be good enough, though. So now they can't draw with the One Ring here. They have the Fatal Push, which is kind of funny. Oh man, what a close game. What a close game. Okay, into another One Ring. Kappa Cannoneer, where are you? Kappa Cannoneer! Help! Oh my god! Oh my god. Oh my god. So even if opponent decides to board wipe, they're dead because it's probably like Toxic Deluge, right? Okay, GG's. That was a very close game. Alright, so took a look at this deck today. I have some opinions. That you might not like to hear. I think, first of all, this card Interlacer is quite bad. It is very high rolly, and it also kind of makes sideboarding pretty bad. So a lot of the times, you kind of want to sideboard out cards like these where it doesn't do anything but just draw a card, right? So for example, like I want to get, instead of an Interlacer, I want to be able to replace it with like some copy of either Spell Bombs, you know, Portable Hole, since this is like another 1-mana card, or even like something like a Soul Guide Lantern. But what ends up happening with this card is if you sideboard these cards out and you leave up like 1 or 2 in the deck, now all of a sudden like the Interlacer becomes worse and worse Like this card wants to be in multiple so that you always have it in your opening hand. And I think that is a huge problem with this card. It makes sideboarding kind of bad. It makes for a very high rolly turn and not very consistent. And if you also draw this card like middle of the game, top decking, this card becomes very bad compared to something like, let's say you top deck either Spellbomb, at least this draws you a card. But for this card to be active and let you draw a card, you have to play 2 more artifacts when you top deck this card. So I think the ceiling is very high with this card, right? Super high rolly, but I think on average, I think this card draws you 1 card. Like sometimes you're gonna draw like 2 to 3, sometimes you're gonna draw like 0 to 1. It's like somewhere in between there. So is that something that you want to play? I'm not really sure. There is some combos with this card, which makes it really good. Obviously, if you pair it up with the Emissary, it's really good. If you pair it up with Emery, it's also really good. But then again, if you pair any like Soul Guide Lantern, either Spellbomb with the Emery, it's already good, right? So, like I said, it's very high rolly. If that's what you want to do, you go with this. And you probably actually want 4 copies of this instead of 3. I only played 3 copies of it just because I couldn't find the room. But you probably want 4 copies of it if you want to play this. But I'm kind of leaning towards that it's a trap. So that's kind of where I'm at. As for the sideboard, the Portable Hole, I think the Steam Vent of the Spire Bluff Industry could be something else if you want to play the Portable Hole. Like, for example, you could be looking to play something like a Starting Town, maybe. So you have a better chance of casting the Portable Hole. Otherwise, you're looking at Spire of Industry, Mox Opal, Springleaf Drum. So that's 12 copies. That lets you cast a white mana card. So if you want to up that consistency, maybe you play like 2 copies of Starting Town. And maybe you play like the 2 shock lands. Not even shock lands, maybe fast lands. Yeah, I think I would play a fast land here. So that's what I would change if I were to play again. I think the Portable Hole is okay. The Ether Spellbomb is kind of necessary for like giant reanimate target that come down that you might want to bounce. The Soul Guide Lantern, obviously really good in this format. Pyroclasm for the energy matchup. Unfortunately, we don't actually have that other Pyroclasm that only hits non-artifact cards. So that's kind of a bad deal, I would say. And then we have 3 copies of Disruptor Fluid, especially when you're playing like Moxes, right? Springleaf Drums with Ornithopters and Ancient Tomb. You're going to be able to get your flute down pretty easily. And then you kind of treat this one as like 1 mana negate. So yeah, very hard to sideboard. I don't know what to cut most of the times. I also kind of played pretty poorly, I would say. So yeah, that is going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye-bye.